If you are depressed or if you know someone who is depressed, this video is for you. And this is the kind of video that you need to share on your time wall because it can potentially save a life or change someone's life completely. Now, if you're a person who's starting your day in a very bad place, depressed, struggling to get out of bed, struggling to see the purpose of life, was with a problem so big that is really draining you out, and you just don't want to do anything. This information that I'm going to share you can make a huge impact. Now, if you or someone that you know are depressed, there are two types of depressed people or people who are going through depression. You can categorize into two sections. One is they're depressed and they just don't want to help themselves. They're so sad that they cannot even imagine helping themselves. In fact, they just want to remind themselves of all the things that is going bad about their life, and they end up depressing themselves even more. Now, this is not something that they do willingly, but this is a mechanism that keeps on happening because when you are in a bad place psychologically, your focus shifts into all the things that has gone wrong, is going wrong, and will go wrong. And that creates a snowball effect, a spiral down effect, and takes you to an even worse place. In fact, you go into a destructive state. Now, it's very difficult to help someone who don't want to help themselves. So this first category is there. That's when you try to help someone who's in a bad place, but they are not willing to take help. The second category is you are depressed, but you don't want to be there. You have some kind of awareness, you know what's going on, you don't like it, and you're struggling to change how you feel. You are crying out for help. You're reaching out for help. You're trying to find ways to snap out of it, but you're in a struggle. Now, especially for the second category, what I'm going to tell would really help because they are looking for ways to help themselves. Now, this is why you need to share this video on your timeline because you could be impacting someone else's life. Because today in the morning also, just when I opened up my phone, first thing I saw on a group was a young chap who has, taken his own life because he was depressed. And we can actually help people by creating awareness on tips and tricks or methods to cope up emotionally, how they can improve their emotional resilience, or how they can snap out of a bad state and help themselves. So when a person is in a negative state or a destructive state and want to snap out of it, is looking for ways, the best way is to change external stimuli. So when you are rolled up in bed and you don't want to do anything, you don't want to talk to anyone, but you have a need, you want to change what's going on. You're struggling to change what's inside, your thought patterns, your emotions, your feelings, you're struggling to change. Now, at this time, there are certain things that you can change, which is from outside. And if you successfully change enough things outside, it impacts your brain chemicals, your thoughts, your feelings, and a shift starts up. So think of it like this. If you're in a mood like that, bad mood like that, and you feel, you ask yourself, how am I going to snap out of it? Just ask yourself, if you were in a good state, if you were in your best state, right, what would you be doing? Probably you'd be jumping out of the bed, washing your face, getting a bath, getting into some clothes that you feel good about. Because most of the time, when you're feeling really bad, really depressed, you are in those worst kind of clothes that you wear at home and only at home. So you're probably in something like that. So wash yourself up, brush your teeth, start your day, change into clothes. Now, someone might say, Lian, when I'm depressed, I don't feel like doing it. But if you want to change this, the change in this external stimuli can really break the pattern. The tag word here is break in the pattern. So you need to do something to break the pattern. So wash yourself up, get into some clothes, right? You can play some music that you used to listen when you're in a good state. If you have a playlist, play it. Do not play sad playlists or playlists that you created when you got dumped and stuff like that. Don't do that. right? If you don't have such a good playlist, create a playlist. I have actually done this for myself. One of my friends helped me to remember that I should do it at one point. I created a playlist of songs that I have never listened, because all the songs at that point I listened to brought back old memories of something that I did not like, right? So I created my own playlist. So if you have a playlist, let that music play in the house. Uh, eat, eat well, right? Uh, and maybe just get dressed and go out, commit yourself to something, right? Find a reason to head out and do something. So basically what you're doing here is you're breaking the pattern from external stimuli, right? If your house is dark, switch on all the lights, open all the windows. I know it would sound like a big struggle when you're doing it, but if you are in the dire need of breaking the pattern and breaking how you're feeling, the best way to do it is by changing the external stimuli. So what happens is when all the external stimuli changes, right? Your brain goes like, oh God, what is happening? Right? This guy woke up, brushed his teeth, got dressed in good clothes, feel good clothes, right? Switched on some music. I can smell something good cooking for breakfast, right? There's enough light coming into the house, right? I don't know, whatever, right? All the other things that you are adding to that. And your brain goes like, maybe he's not in a bad place. I need to change the chemical surge that I'm giving to him to support whatever that is happening externally. So your brain starts changing the chemicals that is rushing into your body, the kind of chemicals that makes you even sad and depressed, right? So maybe a flow of serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, whatever those good chemicals, even minutely starts coming in to support and match the external stimuli. And no sooner you would realize, there's a sudden shift in energies. Right? There's a sudden shift in energies. And this is a method that I've tried and tested, so I know it's working. But the hard part is getting to the place to want to snap out. Because most of the time, when people are in a bad state, a destructive state, they find it difficult to tell themselves, I deserve to snap out. Right? I'm going to talk about that part in a different video. But here, I just wanted to let you know, if you or someone you know is in a very bad place, a destructive state, a negative state, downright depressed, and want to snap out of it, want to change how they're feeling, and crying out for help, reaching out for help, one of the best things we can do is change the external stimuli, motivate them to change externally. Even your posture, when you stand, we slouch like this. When you are depressed, when we are talking, we talk very softly because we are depressed. So even those things you can change artificially for a moment as changing external stimuli. So talking strongly, talking loud, standing in a good posture while wearing feel good clothes with music on, with windows open, with something good cooking, put a pot of coffee so you smell the coffee as well, like that. Change your external stimuli. And you would notice very soon, so those energies starts changing. Another thing that I do is I have been in places like that, and I go out and stay in the morning sun. The morning sun and the vitamin D, it does far more than just giving you vitamin D, right? If the solar power has the power to produce electricity, just imagine what kind of amazing power it actually possesses. It does something very strange in the body, right? It helps you snap out of bad energies and get into a positive energy. So that also works, right? So there are a ton of techniques that I can think. I'm just trying to summarize few into this video to make it short as possible. But if you're a person who's going through negative emotions, you're trying to help yourself, or you're trying to help a loved one, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help, because no one should stay in a negative state. No one should stay in a destructive state. No one should stay depressed, because happiness, joy, and abundance is a birthright that we all have. And we need to exercise that birthright and live happily. So if you or any one of your loved ones are not in a place where they're happy and abundant, something needs to be changed. And as I always say, nothing changes if nothing changes. So make that change today. Take that decision that can change your life forever. If you enjoyed this video, Comment below what you like most. Tag someone that you can help, or tag someone who would enjoy content like this, right? There are people, you have people who not necessarily have to be depressed, but who would enjoy content like this. Tag a friend, share it on your wall so someone can see this video and inspire. And if you're seeing this video on a friend's wall, send me a friend request, because my Facebook profile is all about sharing knowledge, right? So I add people that, like I said, I add people that I don't know. So it's perfectly all right to send a friend request to me, right? Create an impact in the world. Let's help those who are sad and depressed, right? If you want to know more about this subject, if you want to know how to help someone, if you want to help yourself, if you want to help a friend, reach out to me on DMs, and let's talk about it, right? My name is LienKay. I'm a success coach and a certified life transformation coach. I'm in the business of helping people to live a better life. Get in touch with me, check out my website, get to know more about what I do. I would love to have a conversation with you.